Hello and welcome to the Entrepreneurs Think Tank. This is our first broadcast on the Periscope TV 1 channel, and I'm extremely excited to be joined by our guests today, which are the owners of Sis and Moons. I'm going to give you guys a second to log on, and I'm going to share the broadcast out on my channel. So please, right now, go ahead and share. You're not going to want to miss this content. So while I'm sharing, I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves.
Okay.
So Chris, we'll start with you.
I am Christine Tamison, one of the owners of Sis and Moons.
And Wendy.
I am Wendy Boat. I am the other owner of Sis and Moons.
And I found it interesting. I didn't know you guys were sisters.
Yeah.
So
And that's weird because we look so much alike.
and y'all sound just alike. So I'm hearing voices and I'm like, Chris? And y'all sound just alike. So take me back, Chris, to before the days of Sis and Moons. What were you doing?
Well, I did interior design, and I was a stay-at-home mom, and yeah, staging houses, redoing people's homes, things like that.
That explains why it looks so
And I was also an artist as well.
Oh, okay. Wendy, what were you doing beforehand?
I was living in Cozumel, Mexico. I moved there in 1995. I was in the diamond industry and decided to move back and open this with my sister in the beginning of 2012.
Okay, so you guys left what was very nice careers to come together. What helped you to make that decision?
I just think we wanted to do something together as sisters, and we had such a strong support system to do it, and basically we had no fear of doing it.
That is one of the biggest questions or doubts that I hear from other entrepreneurs is that fear factor, especially if you've got a corporate job and you're like, I've been here for years and I don't want to give up my 401k and all of that. The fear, I think that's just internal because there's no way you can teach getting over that fear factor.
No, you just sort of have to. I think the biggest thing is, like I said, having a support group. It makes it much easier. And you know, with the fear, I don't think fear has ever settled into either of us since we've opened. I mean, we've had little bits and pieces of certain times a year where business has slowed down, and it's not fear, it's just sort of the uncertainty, but never fear. We just keep forging ahead.
Wow. And I want to invite you all to ask questions. I'm going to try to monitor some of the questions, and at the end I will try to ask those questions if we have time. So feel free to put your questions in the comments. I'm watching on my other device, and we'll try to get some of those questions asked. So, how did the idea come about?
Well, we just knew that both of us had to make changes in our lives professionally. And Christine had been involved in a collective in Decatur for quite some time, and she pretty much came up with the idea of Sis and Moons.
And I want to say the girls in Decatur that own Homegrown, they're two women, and they taught me a lot, and just being immersed in the art scene there, I thought Alpharetta could really use some of the, you know, inside the perimeter, outside the perimeter. So
Definitely.
And Wendy's been an artist all her life. She lost that side of her for a while.
A long time.
For a long time, and yeah. So let's give the audience an idea of what Sis and Moons is, because I've seen the about section, so I have a good idea, but explain it to us in your words.
Sure. Sis and Moons is an artist collective. We have over 65 local artists here at the shop. We mix it with home goods, vintage, clothing, and we also have artist studios, 25 working artist studios in the back.
And so what I'm going to do is, after the show, I'm going to show you what I can, give you a brief tour. I've seen that some of the artists have signs up saying no video, no photo, so we're going to respect that. But we will try to show you around a little bit, and I've tagged my handle in the broadcast if you guys want to jump in and see some of that. So As most entrepreneurs do, there are obstacles that you have to overcome. What were some of the obstacles, and tell me how long you've been in business, but what were some of the obstacles in the beginning that you had to overcome?
I don't think there were many obstacles. We just really forged ahead, knowing why we were starting a business and what we wanted to accomplish. And so the obstacles, I think, have come later on, after a couple years being in business, where Alpharetta is growing, and there's more that's unique, and people come in, and when there's more shops, you have to stay current, and you have to adjust your sales and things like that. And I think that's been the biggest challenge, but not an obstacle.
Okay, so that's interesting. So it's great. So check it out if you get a chance. But how has Instagram helped you all, or how has social helped you all in getting the word out about what you have here?
I think social media, you capture an audience you would normally capture that is not in your area. So I think that's the biggest, the most powerful impact social media has had. We have girls coming down from Tennessee, coming up from Florida, coming in from California, so when they're in town, in Atlanta, they'll come see.
Tell the artistic, as I look at, because I like to browse Instagram, and as you look at and compare, it catches your attention. So I think that your photos really command somebody to definitely want to look at that.
Thank you.
Looking back, is there something that you would have done differently to grow the business?
No,
I don't think so.
I think, each year we've been in business, we've expanded. This is the first year we haven't expanded, but we are going in a different route where we would like to be a hub and provide brick and mortar and they sort of just get their feet wet here and go, I could do it. Give them the gumption or, some knowledge on what it takes to have a brick and mortar store. So that's the route we're going. We're doing more art classes and providing the community, inviting the community in and seeing what we have.
Ooh, I will be all over that. I want to be artistic. But
everyone's artistic. Everyone's artistic.
Okay.
This is artistic what you're doing. I couldn't do this.
Yes, it's a form of art, but I love paint and photography and...
Everybody's an artist. It just manifests itself differently.
Yeah. You have other businesses housed in here. Talk about how that came about and how that has just the idea of growth.
And they were part. We approached them. We asked them if they would like a bigger space in our shop to sort of house or
like a shop in shop,
and
just to give the customers a different experience when they came in. And I think that's what rabbit hole. It's every twist, every turn. There's something different. There's something new.
And it is a maze, and I love that because even when I've come in here the couple times that I've come in, I've missed something each time. And I love that. And then Little Barn, they have their own brand, personality within the space, and I love that. And then to walk to the back and see the concept with the artist, a totally different atmosphere. And learn and have your own experiences. We're cultivating some of these other brands.
That's right.
And I think the beauty, everybody wins from what you guys are doing. The idea of leaving what's comfortable.
It doesn't have to be 10 people, but you need that one person really rallying behind you and make them stay in your corporate job for 10 years and get laid off. And
you have no backup.
Exactly. I mean, you just don't know. So if you're passionate about something, truly passionate, you daydream about it, and you wish you could do it, this is one life, and regards are far.
You know what? I am glad that I at least tried it.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you have to sway.
I think, just having the support system and being passionate about something, I think
that mindset is so important to everything, but as life as an entrepreneur, in the fact that there's going to be bumps and bruises, but there's also going to be some great successes, and so you have to be able to...
Not smooth sailing by any means, but, being in business with my sisters, we can, the highs and lows with my sisters is like the best part of it.
I didn't know that you guys were. I was like, oh my gosh, they're sisters and they're in business.
Yeah.
And when I was like, that stuck with me because I was like, man, to take that risk and to enjoy it, have to kind of forge your way with that.
We're forging a way, and our grandparents were a great example. They owned a business for 30 of the town, and we learned a lot from them. So we carry our business as well.
What does the future hold for Sis and Moons? Where do you see yourselves going?
Gosh, I think now just being a hub for the artists, providing brick and mortar for other artists to use. Even if it's them working out of their studio in their home
About it, but I have dabbled on it a little bit, and this seems like
all their goods. Here it's the feel of the shop is really unique, because we sort of have it spread out throughout the whole shop, and they feel it like it's Pinterest or something. So when you have all that creative energy, it's just a good feel here.
Yeah, so tell me about when somebody does come in, and what do you all think is a good fit for you all in here? Because I know it's local.
It's our customer base relationship with us, because we're going to put into them what they give to us. So good product, they're pretty much, let's give it a go
and see what happens.
Absolutely.
Okay, I don't want to where you're at, so where I found you everywhere is Sis and Moons. Am I correct?
That's correct.
I have been on Facebook to check them out. Great items to look at, and then there's even more if you're in the area to come to the store. So I hope if you haven't shared this broadcast out, share it out so that we can have as many people learn from what Chris and Wendy have experienced. Go to Sis and Moons, and also after the show will be on my account, which I've tagged in the title, at Celsi_ENT, and we'll show you a little bit around the space so you can get an idea of what we are experiencing here. It is a place where you feel like you can come and sit down and hang out and just discover all the time. Because I have this morning alone have said, you know what, I think I could do something with that. There's some columns over there that I was like, okay, when I get a place when I get a new place, I can see those columns in my
Actually,
place.
those are mine. I'm just waiting.
Bummer! Way to close the show.
Yeah, right. So thank you all for joining us today. We hope that you've enjoyed this, and feel free to tweet me any additional questions you may have, and we will get those questions answered for you. Until next time, we will see you on the Entrepreneurs Think Tank.